Welcome back, punters, to the Broncos' finest podcast. Week one of the NRL is done and dusted with some very interesting games, and I'm pretty sure we've all done pretty trash on our tipping like everyone else did. Then you've done well on your tipping this week. Then you don't know much about football, and you're probably just picking, just random teams. So I suppose, how are you boys doing anyway?
Yeah, good. Thanks, mate.
Not bad. Yeah, beautiful.
Fantastic.
Looking forward to another fantastic week of footy, but hopefully it's a bit easier on the tipping side of things. But looking forward to getting stuck into it. So over a few cold ones. Cheers, boys.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers, lads.
All right.
Just for all you punters out there, we had to practice that.
Yeah. Few takes there, and it took us about 6 takes, so we're already 6 beers down, right? All right. So do you want to start us off, Finch? Have you got the team list up there?
Hang on a second. Rabbitohs Storm, boys. What do we think?
Rabbitohs Storm. Well, those Rabbitohs aren't much, are they? Honestly, I feel like they're gonna bounce back a bit. I did feel like that we did play fairly well, but also feel like they just had a bit of an off week. I do see them bouncing back and it being a bit of a tighter game. I definitely still don't see the Bunnies winning, especially with the Storm, I think, having Munster and Grant back and even Bromwich as well. So personally, I'm taking the Storm, and I'm probably going to say by about 10. What do you reckon, Finch?
Yeah, I'll go Storm too, mate. Just having Munster and Grant back, that's 10 points in itself, I think.
Yeah.
Rabbitohs, they've got a lot of improving to do. Their ball movement wasn't that great. I know they're missing, obviously, and Reynolds, but I think the younger fella's got to step up a little bit, take a bit more heat off Walker, and a little bit more depth. They didn't show much depth last week. They usually have that sort of a 45-degree back line. They didn't sort of have that. We seem to be up in their face really early. Just took his time away and a little bit too much pressure on him. I think that's why they sort of we managed to get the win, really. What about you, Corky?
Keep in mind Latrell's back too this week as well.
Yeah, look, I don't know. Storm are losing a few players, Jennings, Welsh and Smith, but I can't really see them losing to the Rabbitohs. They've got a bit of work to do, structure-wise, and especially when Storm have Grant and Munster back. It's going to be sort of how they used to play, and they got most of their spine there, I suppose.
Yeah, as we know, I think the Storm players they're always replaceable. I feel like anyone that goes down, they've got a another player to fill in that spot. It's just seems to be never ending, which sucks. But to be honest, having a look at their bench this week, the Storm's bench, they actually their starting side quality, but looking at their bench there's not much experience there in terms of those guys. This is probably one of the weaker benches they've had in a period of time. So it'll be interesting to see how they use their minutes as well. Because on the bench there's Wishart, that Alec McDonald, the Loy, is it? I don't know how to spell that, Loyero, and Maroa. So just not as much punch off the bench, but again, first side quality still. Josh King is in at lock, so I suppose not as big there. The forward pack is a bit vulnerable, and the way that Asafa Solomona played last week, I reckon personally was pretty trash. So hopefully he picks the game up this week, especially if he's starting at number 10.
He was gassed early, wasn't he? Hands on hips quite early in the game, but I guess they did lose a few players early, so that's a bit of an excuse. But usually he's sort of running over blokes, but he wasn't.
Yeah.
But
plus you never really know. You got to wrestle and tackles and all that sort of stuff. You never really know how much effort they're actually putting in. So he might have actually done a lot more work than we thought he did.
Yeah, it is round.
You don't pay attention to one particular player. Yeah.
Anyways, boys, we won't touch too much on the Storm, and I feel like they're worth it. So let's go through the rest of the games. Let's go through the rest of the game.
Let me change the background.
No, don't. Dragons and Penrith next, boys. What do you think, Corky? Start us off.
Penrith. They've gone back straight to how they left it.
Yeah, I think you were the only one that picked them last week in tips, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm not just.
Did you?
Yeah. I did.
He's just
I
one
did.
of those
I
blokes that
thought-
doesn't know football, is he?
We
I got 4 tips on it.
yeah, looking at the team
Yeah, you
list
beat
there,
me.
the Panthers, I think pretty much almost unchanged from last week. I think they've got a prop missing. Other than that, though, pretty similar team to what they fielded last week there. Looking pretty good. Honestly, the way they played and how fast they played, honestly, they just ran all over Manly. They were just so dominant in terms of field possession and everything. It was just an insane game to watch. And if they can perform like that till Cleary gets back, like holy shit! Like I don't see them losing many games over the whole year.
They're going to be a hard team to beat for sure.
For sure, yeah. Dragons looked okay last week. That was a bit of an average game, but they got over the Warriors, I think it was, at the end of the day. But yeah, again, I definitely don't see them troubling the Panthers too much personally. So I'll probably go about maybe 16 points or so for the Panthers. What about you, Finch?
Yeah, I'm on the Panthers bandwagon in this one. I think obviously unchanged side. The way they started last week, pretty much the whole 80 minutes, it looked like sort of a mid-season game for them. Like they're all clicking already, even with blokes out still. I don't know, Dragons. Oh, that's sort of my old man's team, but I think they might be a smoky for me this year towards the back end of the year.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're a bit under the radar for me at the moment. But yeah, I think the Panthers will get it by probably 8 points, I'd say.
Yep. Yeah, I think we've definitely got to pick a few smokies this round, considering obviously what happened last round. I think I went 2 for 8, so definitely got to pick a few out there.
Only 2.
Yeah, 2 for 8. That was so bad last round, eh?
You know your footy, mate, like me, unlike Corky.
Yeah.
Fuck off, mate. Just because I pick better tips.
Yeah, so I suppose looking at the next game after that, at the moment, it's the battle of the spoon, the Roosters and Manly, 15th and 16th, which is just insane to think.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, very weird. But I suppose looking at them two teams, honestly, if you look at it on paper, I'm pretty like Roosters. Honestly, you would have to tip. You know, they're all over them, I suppose, in terms of depth and just quality all over the park. But obviously, Tom Trbojevic plays a big factor into that. But if they can shut Tom Trbojevic down like Penrith did last week, I think the Roosters have got it personally.
Yeah, I'm.
Yep.
I don't
Sorry,
know.
Corky,
That
you go,
one,
mate.
I'm going to go Manly. That's one.
Ooh.
Yeah. The Roosters were absolute garbage last weekend. I mean, don't get me wrong, Manly were too, but they were playing a pretty decent team where the Roosters were playing, well, the Knights, which are known for not being great.
I watched the game and I don't feel as if Manly actually played that bad. I honestly just think Penrith just dominated them all over the park, kept them in their own lane, didn't get them out. Morgan Harper, I don't know if you saw, but he just got belted the whole game. He was always the person to take that first run after the first tackle made off from the kick, and he just got smashed all game. Hey, like there was nothing they could do.
He got whacked a few times, yeah.
You can't rely on Turbo to get you out of your own end the whole entire time, and he did once, and they scored off it. So like,
Yeah.
So yeah, again, Manly can strike. I reckon it will be. I hope to see a few points in this one. I think it might be raining potentially. I think there's 50% chance there. If so, that changes the whole game personally. But I definitely see potential for the Manly to do it. But yeah, I think the Roosters will turn around after their terrible performance last week. Looks like Finchy is frozen there, so hopefully he comes back to us soon.
I'm frozen. What do you mean?
Yeah, your screen's frozen. Try fix that, and we'll just keep going. Yeah. So what do you think? Oh, there we go. What do you think, Corky? Are you leaning towards the Manly then?
Am I back?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Manly. Probably a bit of a closer game.
Hopefully it is anyway. Be more exciting.
Hopefully.
You reckon the same, Finch?
No, I reckon it'll be a backwards and forwards one for me. Probably a high-scoring game. 20 odd points each. It'll be, try per side, I'd say. Or I can't really split it much, to be honest. But yeah, probably Roosters to get it in the end by a couple.
It's one of those
I don't know.
games where I want Manly to win, but I reckon Roosters are going to do it.
I don't think they just, well, it's been for years now. They just rely on Trebojevic too much, I think.
Definitely.
And it's still a one-sided team.
Hmm.
I mean, they got Kieran Foran and Jaley Cherry there, but it's always Tom. That's all you hear or you see. So, but yeah, I think Roosters for this one. Just
sounds good to me. Going on to the next game there, you got your first game on Super Saturday, which would be a very interesting one in Titans Warriors. Ash Taylor starting for the Warriors against the Titans. That'll be a big story there, and it'll be interesting to sort of see how he goes. Hopefully, for the sake of him, he plays a good game. I see this being very high scoring. Personally, obviously, expect looking at what the Titans did last week in terms of putting on plenty of points, but the defense being crap as it has been for the last few years. So it'd be interesting to see. It'll be fun watching anyway if it plays out like that. But I personally just don't like. The Warriors have now lost Johnson and they've booted Nicarima. So now their starting halves are completely changed this week, and Harris DeVita, Ash Taylor, but they do get Reece Walsh back. So I reckon it'll be very close. I'm actually a bit stuck on this one personally, but I'm just going to go. I'm going to say the Titans just to get over the Warriors at the end, by probably at 2 or something.
Titans over the Warriors, I reckon.
Yeah.
I'm going to go the other way in another high-scoring game by 4 points, I reckon.
Warriors by 4.
I don't know. Warriors by 4 here. Got the discount main man back at number 7, so I reckon he's in for a big game.
Hopefully for his sake, it'd be good to see that. What about you, Corky?
Mate, it's a hard one, that one, but probably Titans for me. But after last week, reason I go Titans is because if I was the coach, I would have fucking ripped shreds off them last week, purely for the fact that they were leading by a fairly decent lead, and they just let it go like they've done so many times last year.
Yeah, I think did they get up by 2 tries at one stage?
I think at one stage it was like 26-6 or something.
I don't think it was. I think it was. What's
a Wolverine spray look like?
What's a Wolverine spray look like?
Yeah, what's a Wolverine spray look like?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, what do you reckon? Give a prediction then, Corks.
Mate, there's I'll probably say 2 points, 2 to 4 points in it. I'm going to go high scoring game. Probably Titans.
We'll just brush over the next few, boys, so we can just get the Broncos game. Sharks and Eels next. I don't think there's too many changes to the teams. Looks like the only outs are Ryan Madison and Sean Russell, which obviously fractured. I think it was broken ribs and punctured lung from Jaden Campbell, knee straight to the side there. Looked pretty painful. So then I think they've just changed a few people around there. I think Walker Blake into the wing, so just sort of like changed the formation up a little bit. And Ryan Madison out, so Kafusi Socks in a lock. Pretty similar teams to last week. Eels got over the Titans, and I think the Sharks just got pipped by the Raiders, didn't they? So which way are you heading, Finchy, this week?
As much as your in-laws would love this, mate, I'm actually backing the Eels this week. I think it's got too much strike compared to the other team. It'd be 10 points in it, I'd say.
Hines looked good though, didn't he?
Yeah, it looked good in a bad team, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Unfortunately, but they're going to take a little while to gel.
Yeah, that's it. Interesting to see McInnes on the extended on the reserves, considering they say he's going to be out for like 5 weeks to start the season off. So interesting to see they've got him there, and maybe he's back for a bit of an early return. I think that would be a big boost for them. Chucking him in at either 9 or even a lock. You can chuck him in, but at the moment they've got Fanuc in there. So it'd be interesting to sort of see where that happens. I think Brayley maybe pushes out of the side, but yeah, personally, again, let's go. This was my smoky game. I reckon I'm going to go the Sharks over the Eels.
Ooh.
What about you, Corey?
How many?
I'll go try.
1 try, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to do the same. I don't know if it's a try or not. Don't really have a score line, but I think Sharks built a bit of momentum off last week. I don't want to lose again.
If the Sharks, if the Sharks win, it's not going to be by like 13 plus. It's going to be
no
try, I think, for sure. So I'm going to say Sharks by 6 maybe.
Eagles are too unreliable in defence for me.
Well, yeah, after last
Against
week,
you.
yeah, you can't leave 30 points. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so going on, boys. Next game after that, Cowboys and Raiders. After watching the Cowboys play last week, oh God, it's good for us.
Is it playing? What do you call playing?
Fix your try fix your. You might have to fix your.
It's good for our friendship group. Oh, I can't wait for next week.
Yeah, might have to fix your audio up, Finch. I think it's cutting out there a bit. But Corky, what do you think for the Cowboys and Raiders?
Mate, Raiders smash them. Bulldogs and Cowboys last week, that was one of the worst games I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Honestly. It was terrible.
Pretty crap watch, wasn't it? I actually didn't even see the full game, but I'm sort of glad I didn't. I went back and watched the highlights, and yeah, there wasn't much highlights in that game, so it was pretty short. But the Bulldogs and Cowboys, they both looked pretty average. But again, I don't want to say that too early. Considering he might take a bit of time to gel with the Dogs and stuff, so we'll see how we go there. But I'm going to go the Raiders too, just perform how they went last week. But the Cowboys could bounce back. You know, if Todd Payton gets his shit together and actually starts giving his forwards some proper minutes, like for example Tamalolo, then I feel like they could go well. But I think it's just going to take time. But,
instead of trying to get the best out of him or whatever.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go the Raiders. So I'm just going to say the Raiders by about 10 or so. Vince, you back? What do you think?
You got me this time?
Yep.
Obviously, definitely Raiders by probably 10. Sorry, Cal. But you blokes going to have a nice wooden spoon in your closet this year, I think.
Hopefully.
Good for us next week. We might have to try and get him on or get one of our friends on there that are Cowboy supporters.
That'd be good.
I need someone to roast.
Then regards to the Knights and the Tigers, boys. The Tigers playing pretty well against the Storm. Just got pipped at the end there. And the Knights very dominant over the Roosters, currently sitting second on the table. Which way are you heading in I suppose, this one, boys? Personally, I am actually going to go another smoky in terms of the Tigers here. The Knights played really well, and I was super impressed with their performance, but I think the Tigers did as well too. I'd like to see them continue that. And again, I'm going to go the Tigers. I may change my tip though when it gets closer, but for the moment, I think I want to go the Tigers. And if I sort of had money to put on this game, I'd probably go that way because I'm pretty sure their odds are a bit higher, I think too. So it'd be interesting to sort of see if maybe worth putting some money there. We'll see. What do you reckon, Corky?
Yeah, well, for $1.45 versus $2.75. Yeah, it's not bad.
Not bad at all. What do you reckon?
Mate, I'm going to go the Knights in this one. Tigers need a few more games under their belt. But as long as they keep hanging in there and turning up for games, I reckon they'll get a few wins under their belt this year.
Yep.
But Knights for me. They start strong, but end not great. So.
Yeah, it'd be the story of the Knights.
I'm going with Corky there. I'm going the Knights. I'm going Ponga for a hat trick. There's my bowl prediction for the week.
Hat trick. Interesting. Yeah, he seems to be playing a bit more of a ball playing role there at fullback, but it'd be interesting to see if he crosses over for a few there. Maybe that can be a bit of a bold prediction in that game, Finch. Anyway, enough about talking about these average teams. Let's go on to the main event and the Broncos and the Dogs. So very happy, I suppose, with the team list this week. I'll quickly rattle it off just to remind you if you have forgotten. But testing you at fullback, your wings, Corey Oates and Cobbo, same as last week. Same as the centres, Staggs and Farnworth. New pairing in the halves of Reynolds and Kelly, which I'm super excited to see. Front row, you got Keenan there as well in the house. So again, same front row there. Turpin still at hooker with Capewell and Ricky in the second row and Carrigan at lock. So I'm pretty sure the forwards are all the same there. And on the interchange bench, you got Ryan James, Cody Hetherington back from COVID, Rabati, which I feel like played pretty well last week off the bench. I was happy with his stint, and Billy Walters in the 17. What do you think of the team list, boys?
Oh, mate.
The only thing I'll change is I'll put Billy in number 9 starting. That's the only thing I'll change. Other than that, fucking love that team.
Yeah, it's a good looking side. I I was happy with Turpin from last week, just from the. But again, this is like what we've been talking about. Like he is just that safe player. Just doesn't offer too much in the role of hooker at number 9. So I think Walters would potentially offer a bit more there. I've got Corey Pace coming back in as well too. He has been named on the reserves. I don't see late change happening. I think it's now like sort of more Turpin's spot to lose, I guess. He started there. He's done all right. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes over the next few weeks. So I don't see Kevy hooking him if the Broncos are winning, So that'd be
that's it.
But I suppose, what do you think of it, Finch?
Well, I mean, can I put an eggplant emoji in my background or what? But yeah, I think that'd be the only thing I'd ever change in this side. I reckon that's pretty much, if they're all sort of fit and healthy, that will be the team going forward, obviously up until Origin time. But Billy Walters at either 9 or 14 for me, with Pax in the side over Turpin. That'd be my only change. I just like them too. They're both, they're all three are just as fit as each other, but I think the other two just offer a bit more, being halfbacks and ball players. I like it. You've seen the reserves we've got too? Like, got Lee there. Jensen's pretty handy as either a back rower or a forward.
Yep.
Pax there, Pereira, Asako, Gamble. Like, that's, even the reserves look good.
Not bad. Yeah. Are you happy with Asako on the reserves this week? Is that where you'd have him?
Yeah. Either that or the wing, but we've got a couple of handy wingers in front of him too. So
exactly, yeah. I think just obviously with where he's going next year, I think obviously it's the right decision putting reserves. Like, if we're going to send him off to Redcliffe, the Dolphins, I should say, next year, then I just don't see the reason to play him when we've got like Cobbo there in particular. And Oates, who's always been loyal to the club. So, it'd be good to sort of obviously just keep rewarding him with that position. But, boys, I suppose if we play like we did last week and obviously have that bit more attacking flair with Reynolds, which I'm super keen about to see, and I'm keen to see Tessinu in that fullback spot. I feel like he's quite electric there. I just want to see him defend well. Not like the Bulldogs have been breaking through the line much, but I want to see him defend well and playing well there. And then I'm going to have full confidence in him going forward because, just obviously the way the Dogs played last week against the Cowboys, I would definitely feel like we have their number if we play safe and, just play a sort of consistent game with Reynolds. Kicking us out of our own half where we get stuck in there and just jam them down in their half and, just playing that grinding football. And I think we've got enough talent there to get over the line for a few tries and probably beat them by roughly about, anywhere from 12 to 16, I'm going to say.
Yeah, that's all we need to do. Just keep them down their ends, control it with Reynolds kicking, good chases. They'll make mistakes. You see that last week. It was a pretty trash game, to be honest. And just pin them down in their 30 metres area and we'll get over the line easy, I think. So I reckon, 14 points minimum.
Yep. That's good.
This might be my only 13-plus bet that I might get this year.
Don't put it on, Don't put it on just in case.
I just won't tell you.
I was going to go 13+ on this one. Yourself?
Yeah,
to be honest.
It'd be good to see the boys put on a bit of a score. I think there's been a while. It's been a while since we've been able to do that. So, or even say that before a game. So it'd be very interesting to sort of see if we can do that. It'd be very interesting to see us playing against Pangai Junior as well. This is the first time we'll go up against him. Obviously, we all know he's got a bit of a hot head. Hopefully, he isn't throwing any punches in this game. We don't want anyone out. So hopefully he's got a cool and calm head. But honestly,
hopefully he does. So he's off for 10 minutes. That'd be good. Good for us.
As long as he doesn't injure anyone, then yes. But
no one throws punches in the NRL, mate. They throw handbags there. They do nothing.
We know what he can do, but when he turns one on, though, like that, we always remember back at that game, like when he against the Cowboys back in the day, where he just absolutely just went off. But that was like, one game out of his game. Yeah, 1 game out of 10. Like it's very rare that he performed like that. So I think he did.
If he could play like consistently, he'd be worth $1 million. But he just doesn't.
No. So I reckon personally, he's probably going to try and turn one up against his old club, though. I reckon he's definitely going to try and put in performance, and this is what probably gets him that money. I reckon going forward, like not $1 million, but gets him sort of a higher in value, I guess, if he can really turn one on here. But it'll be interesting to see anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
But I suppose, yeah, boys. I suppose let's just go a bit of a bold prediction for this game. So if you're going to a bit of an out there prediction for him, obviously 13 plus isn't one. Maybe it could be multiple try scorers. Maybe it could be like a real big line or something. What do you reckon? What's a bold prediction for this game?
Oh,
I'm going to
geez.
go.
All right.
Adokar has a terrible game.
Adokar, you reckon? What? So no tries, few errors.
Few errors. He just has one of the worst games of his career, I reckon.
He's against Cobbo, so imagine it'd be good for Cobbo to get a few tries against him.
Jump higher than him, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Okay, sounds good. Well, what about you, Finch?
Oh, just thinking. Capewell for a hat trick in the back row.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, I suppose if
he's a good line runner on the try line. Like he did that all year last year for Penrith.
Well, I suppose I probably would have the same reaction if you told me Capewell for a field goal last week. So I suppose I won't. Won't say that. I won't say anything.
Yeah, for a hat trick.
But looking over that team, boys, I suppose this isn't a bold prediction. I just want to see Reynolds play well, just play safer, so to get out of our own line. Personally, I would like to see Tessie New light it up this game, and I would like to see him get over for a double. So that's going to be my bold prediction there.
Is that it, boys? You got to up your game. That was garbage.
We're going to start off sort of somewhat achievable. Otherwise, anyone who's watching is going to go, "Why the fuck am I going to listen to these guys?" So
that's why it's called a bold prediction. Still better than listen to Freddie and Joey, surely.
Anyways, boys, good to chat with you again. Might wrap it up there. But next week we'll try to have someone on, a bit of a guest in terms of a Cowboys fan for our prediction for the Broncos-Cowboys game. And we'll also do a bit of a reaction after this Broncos-Dogs game. Hopefully all positive vibes and a few beers going around. Would be great to end the weekend off of footy, yeah?
Sounds good, boys.
Cheers, lads. Looking forward to doing this again, and hope you enjoy your weekend of footy.
Righto, lads. Catch us later, eh?
See ya.